They wanted to make me mad. They wanted to upset me. They wanted to get under my skin. No. There's not that evil or wicked intention. So when we seek after that evil and wicked intention in others, when we're looking for it, don't be surprised when we find it. But instead of allowing for those quick communication moments to get under your skin, or allowing for those moments to anger you and cause you to make mistakes, think things through and think, you know what? I wonder what it is that they're facing. I wonder what it is going through their mind. I wonder what was their true intention behind saying or doing whatever it was that they did that led to maybe a miscommunication and cause of conflict. How many of you have ever misunderstood the context of a text message because you don't get inflection? Or maybe if you're like me, I'm horrible with using punctuation in text messages. So okay could be okay, or okay. You know, it's any of the following. So we miscommunicate with stuff like that. Why? And what happens? Well, we don't understand people's true intentions. We don't take the time to look. So what's the result? People might misunderstand our intentions. Had Hanun simply investigated these things with David, this could have been seen as a wonderful act of love by David to Hanun. But instead, the resulting factor is that Hanun cost everything that he had and the lives of those who surrounded him, simply because he did not take David as he was, or even begin to look into what was going on in the first place, check things out for themselves. We can save ourselves and a lot of others pain and trouble if we avoid second-guessing everyone else's emotions. Sometimes I do things that I don't intend to do because maybe of stress or of misunderstanding or of pain and suffering. And sometimes that is expounded upon others. And the important part for us is to not simply take people and say, well, that's just evil or wicked of them. But maybe look into their true intentions and think, maybe they're going through something that results in a bad day. The last thing that we can do to deal with suspicious minds is simply to trust in God. The essential difference between Hanun and David was not military or culture. It was their faith. David trusted God to protect him and to guide him within his affairs. Hanun, however, trusted human advisors and his own suspicious mind. Suspicion is a sign of fear and insecurity. Faith in God is the greatest antidote to these and the only way to calm a suspicious mind. So in summary, suspicious minds can lead us to make bad decisions about different people. They can keep us isolated. They can keep us perpetually stuck in the vicious cycle of fear and insecurity. And when you do make a mistake or hurt somebody because of this weakness, apologize and acknowledge the reasons why you did what you did. Cut your losses and make things right as soon as you can. Don't bluff or make things worse. Don't lead to more issues or more division. Simply seek to change your heart and seek to meet somebody else in the middle. If you're looking for a change of heart within this area, a few things that you could maybe do is to replace your suspicion with caution. This is true and both a biblical virtue that suspicion or fear itself shows a sign of maybe poor self-worth, as well as a lack of trust in others and an overall lack of trust in God. You can also be more accepting and be more forgiving of people as they are. And you will see the difference that it makes within others when you begin to see how you were treating them the same way that you would want to be treated. And the last thing is that you should simply have more faith in God to protect you and to protect your interests. Trust Him to help you to discern what is good and what is evil. This will prove to be a powerful antidote to a suspicious mind and ultimately lead to a deepening of our relationships, a showing of love, a removal of conflict, and hopefully the saving of a soul or the saving of a life that could have taken place in the life of Hanun, but because of his suspicion led to the removal of himself from the throne, the destruction of his army, the destruction of his city by his own people, all because of his suspicious mind. There's a lot maybe that we could learn from this, but simply look to the facts, trust in God, believe in the better of others, and seek to have the evidence rather than just relying upon our emotions to make decisions. All right, we will keep going with our lessons from the Kings next week. We're getting pretty close to the end of this series. I know it's been a little bit more lecture than communicative, or a little bit more lecture than conversation style. But there's a lot of good information that we miss when we just skim over certain sections of Scripture. And so I wanted to do this study specifically so that we could learn some good things from some things that we might not always turn to. Thank you so much for your time.